Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill is one step closer to becoming law today. This as it makes its way to Governor Ron DeSantis' desk. The controversial legislation says that schools cannot encourage classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity. It set off a wave of debate over the rights of LGBTQ students and parental rights. Cristian Benavides from our NBC station in Miami joins us now with this. Cristian, you know, when I was thinking about this, how is this different in terms of critics' eyes from, for example, talking about the women's rights movement when gender was a, central piece of that history lesson there? I mean, how has Governor DeSantis specifically signaled that he would vote on this issue?
Hi, Morgan. Well, to be clear, this parental rights in education bill is all part of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis pushing forth Republican priorities during this legislative session that appeal to the base of the Republican Party, what he calls anti-woke legislation. As far as this bill, Governor DeSantis has sidestepped the question for some time since this bill caused a nationwide firestorm. But this week here in Miami, he gave his clearest indication yet that he supports this bill, although he hasn't explicitly said that he would sign it.
We've seen instances of students being told by different folks in school, oh, don't worry, don't pick your gender yet, do all this other stuff. They won't tell the parents about these discussions that are happening. That is entirely inappropriate. To get into situations where you're not having the parent, you're hiding things from the parent, you're injecting these concepts about choosing your gender, that is just inappropriate for our schools.
And reaction here in Florida has been fierce. LGBTQ plus groups have organized, and during the committee hearing this week, over 100 people showed up to that hearing earlier in the week, and some 24 people provided testimony overwhelmingly opposing the bill, with one or two exceptions. But reaction is not just here in Florida, it's also coming from the White House. Take a listen.
I'm begging you today, do not pass this bill, because like so many LGBTQ kids, I don't know where I would be without the support of teachers like Ernie, Eileen, and George. There's an epidemic of LGBTQ kids hurting themselves here. Don't take away their reason not to.
Conservative politicians in Florida rejected those basic values by advancing legislation that is designed to target and attack the kids who need the support the most, kids from the LGBTQI plus community.
Now, the exact timing on this is not clear just yet, but the so-called Don't Say Gay bill has moved past the Senate Education Committee on a party line vote and now moves to two more committees before the state Senate floor, where it will then make its way to the governor's desk. Back to you guys.
Just given that context, Cristian, and the timeline, how soon could this potentially become a law?
Yeah, that is the big question, right? Because these two committees still have to take a look at it. And there's been some question over whether or not this cause of action, which gives parents the right to sue the school if there is such discussion, whether or not that will stay in the bill. So we'll just have to see what happens. We know the legislative session is 60 days in total, and that 60-day mark is coming up.
All right, Cristian, thanks so much for bringing us that story. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.